How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. We are back and we're going to go over the results over the last couple of days. Manchester City, Aston Villa, Manchester United, Chelsea, and also the October Premier League champions have not won a game in 5.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. That's right.
So, like I said, we're going to go over the results over the last couple of days. Some big games, some big results, and some excellent matches. And I've really enjoyed the coverage this week and being able to watch such a vast, variety of games. It's not just one game and you can't watch the rest unless you've got a dodgy USB stick and all the rest of it. You can actually just tune into all the games. And again, a lot of people are saying the same things. And this is, for in the UK. But the games were on Amazon Prime and we were able to watch all the games. You could just flick through, decide which one you wanted. And it was so refreshing. It's so much better. And the other thing that is enjoyable is that I can watch a game of football without hearing Rio Ferdinand or Gary Neville have an orgasm when Man United score. It's like, come on, man. But we go right back to Wednesday. Some good results in there, some good games. Fulham 5-0 against Nottingham Forest. And you're looking at Nottingham Forest and you're thinking, is the writing on the wall for Steve Cooper? Hasn't been sacked yet. And I'll tell you something, the Nottingham Forest fans, they're fully behind him. But it's not a great performance. You've got to ask the question, how much longer can it go on for? But Fulham, great result for them. Crystal Palace losing at home to Bournemouth. Bournemouth have, found their feet over the last few weeks. They've been picking up some results and they're looking a lot better. But Crystal Palace with injuries and everything else, not looking great at all. Brighton 2-1 win against Brentford. That's a good result for them. Very mixed bag this season with Brighton. Obviously finding things a little bit more difficult with, Thursday night football and playing on a Sunday. And they kind of win, lose, win. Yeah, it's been a mixed bag. But they're in and amongst it still. And, they're still a dangerous side. That's for sure. Sheffield United against Liverpool, 2-0 win for Liverpool. And this was a fairly routine and a fairly comfortable one. What I did notice in this game was that Liverpool were very, very dominant from set pieces. They clearly worked on their set pieces. And there was a few routines they done where it was out swinging, but they always had a man free. That's how they got the first goal with Virgil van Dijk. And then they had other chances very similar, but they were, brilliantly saved by the Sheffield United goalkeeper. And then the second goal, the talking point with that was it a foul by Nunez? And when you look at it at some angles, he's kind of wrapped his feet around the player. At one angle, it looks like he's won the ball cleanly. But other angles, it looks like he's wrapped his foot around the player and it's actually a foul. But it is what it is. Now we're going to go to some of the big games. First of all, Manchester United against Chelsea. Deserved winners. Scott McTominay scores a couple of goals. But Chelsea are toothless. When you think about the amount of money that they've spent, and that's the football that you're delivering, it's absolutely abysmal. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, how much longer are they going to allow that to happen at Chelsea? We know it's about rebuilding and whatnot, but you want to see some signs of progression. I'm not seeing anything. It's toothless. Manchester United, it's a great result for them. Lifts the pressure on Erik ten Hag. And yeah, we was talking about it in the last episode, and they've got a game that you look at and you think, okay, they should win it at the weekend. And then they've got a couple of tough games and they've got Liverpool away and everything else. So could it be kind of like one step forward, two steps back? Do you get what I mean? So it's difficult, but it's a much needed 3 points for Manchester United. And listen, they're, going about their business despite them not playing well. They've been getting results and they're well in and amongst it. Aston Villa against Manchester City. 1-0 win for Aston Villa. And I believe that's now 16 home wins in a row for Aston Villa. Next up, at home, Arsenal. And the last team to beat Aston Villa at Villa Park, Arsenal. But they absolutely dominated and they absolutely battered Manchester City. It was one of the most one-sided games I've seen. 22 shots on goal. Not seen many teams do that to Manchester City. Of course, the likes of Rodri and Grealish were missing. And people will ask that question about Rodri now. They'll say, how important is he to Manchester City? You know, this season when he's not been there, they've lost their games. And I sit there and think, you're all mentioning it now about a player when you lose them and how important they are. But yet when Arsenal tried to tell you about William Saliba last season, it was the reason why we lost those games and we lost the league. Everyone tells you to shut up. Makes you think, doesn't it? But yeah, listen, Aston Villa, superb result for them. Goal was a little fortuitous, but they deserved the luck based on their performance. And it's going to be a tough game for Arsenal at the weekend. Tough game. But we'll see what happens. Now we go into last night's games. First one, Everton 3, Newcastle 0. And this was 0-0 up until around about 80 minutes, something like that, 78, 79 minutes. Two mistakes for the first two goals by Kieran Trippier. Awful mistakes. And everyone, you know, trying to be sympathetic to Newcastle. They must be tired and everything else. Listen, everyone's got injuries. Deal with it. It is what it is. It was a really poor performance from them. And Everton, that's a massive result for them. You know, since they've been deducted 10 points, they've collected a further 6. If they never lost those points, they'd actually be in the top half of the table. They're out of the relegation zone now already. Only been in there for 20 days. And yeah, they're going about their business. And like I said, I've said it before, I don't think Everton will be in any trouble this season, despite the 10 points being deducted. So, yeah, brilliant result for them. Last game, Tottenham 1, West Ham 2. The October Premier League champions have not won in 5. Interesting statistic as well. Tottenham are the only team in Premier League history to go 1-0 ahead in 5 games consecutively and not win any. Can't smile without you. That's the motto, isn't it? Unlucky, mate. Tottenham took the lead, like I was saying. Dominant first half performance. West Ham looked very toothless. And then in the second half, they came out and they won the game. You know, lucky Ricochet falls into the path of Bowen and he makes it 1-1. And then the second goal. And do you know what? I'm going to little something here, and I'd love to get people's thoughts, but I keep seeing the commentators, Alan Shearer and whatnot, and they were saying, why did the keeper not come out and, you know, use his hands and smother the ball and, you know, just save it and not try and punch it clear? Well, he couldn't do either because it was a back pass. So I've got to ask the question, is that if there's a back pass and a goalkeeper comes out and intentionally stops the striker from getting the ball by using his hands, then is that not denying a clear goal scoring opportunity and a red card? Now, I don't know the specifics on the rule, but I'm sure that's right. Like, he stopped a clear goal scoring opportunity. It's a clear back pass, first and foremost, so he can't touch it with his hands. He's came out with his hands, used his fist to try and punch it clear on the floor. So that's denying a clear goal scoring opportunity with your hands when you can't pick it up. He would have been better off coming out with his feet. He should have come out with his feet. But it's amazing how many people don't understand the back pass rule. And they kept going on here, you know, about it in commentary. Why use your fist to punch it clear when you could just smother it? Well, because it was a back pass. That's why. So, interesting one. For you to debate, and if you knew the rules or whatever, or if you're a referee, or that's an interesting one, and it's just kind of been skated over West Ham have won the game, and you know the goal happened, so it's something that you're not really talking about because it's not a contentious moment really. You know, maybe if the ball didn't fall back to Ward-Prowse, was it that scored, then would we be talking about it more? So it's an interesting one. But listen, Tottenham lose, and now they're level on points with Manchester United, a team that were celebrating on the pitch with their families and children in October, are now level on points with a team that have been in turmoil. It's just mad, isn't it? But listen, it is what it is. Some brilliant games. So yeah, listen, that is it for today's DT's Daily. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the games, the results, the performances, etc. And let me know about that situation at Spurs. Is that an intentional, you know, stopping a goal scoring opportunity, and should it have actually been a red card? Interesting. But yeah, listen, some big games over this weekend. Arsenal, of course, Aston Villa and everything else. And we'll go through those on Monday. There's going to be the previews to the Arsenal games and match reactions, everything else. So watch out for them. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.